with summer temperatures officially in full swing this past week, you can't deny that. It's important to remember hot car safety.
The National Safety Council reported that on average, 37 children under the age of 15 years die each year from heat stroke after being left inside of a vehicle. So far this year, 8 deaths have already been reported. And our Chattanooga's Meg Doyle met with the Chattanooga Fire Department for a hot car safety experiment. She's live in studio now with those details. Meg, good morning.
Good morning, Hannah and Dane. This week's temperatures have averaged in the high 80s and low 90s, making some outdoor activities uncomfortable. But it's also important to be mindful of how hot cars can get with these temperatures. CFD's fire and life safety educator Alan Green and I tested just how quickly a car left not running can climb temperatures.
It's a matter of life and death.
The Chattanooga Fire Department says they receive calls due to complications from a person or pet being left in a hot car every summer.
It's unsafe behaviors that create unsafe conditions in environments. You don't have the time you think you have to run inside the store, the gas station, or back inside the house and leave a child, especially 4 and under, even a pet in the car, and even anybody that's 65 and older.
To show you just how quickly a car can heat up, firefighter Green and I hopped into this car. The outside temperature was around 91 degrees. When we first got in, the dashboard was 180 degrees.
That means my handprint is cooler than that dash.
Wow. And the steering wheel, 160 degrees.
Now imagine you get a kid in here or a senior citizen over 65 years of age, and they touching these parts in these cars.
The initial temperature of the car itself was 109 degrees.
What I want you to take note of is how long it takes you to start sweating.
And within the first minute, I was already starting to sweat. But for the most vulnerable age groups,
think about senior citizens and kids under 4 years of age. With these high heats, their body is not as good as ours to regulate their internal temperatures,
leading to a possible heat stroke or exhaustion much quicker. Now at 130 degrees, the car rose 20 degrees in under 3 minutes.
Their breathing is going to change. It's going to be hard for them to get the necessary oxygen in their lungs and throughout their body because their internal system is not going to regulate their temperature.
Green says it's also common for drivers to forget if someone is in the back seat.
Yeah, especially if you're transporting people that can't get out on their own. And we have to be really careful about that. So yeah. Checking the back seats.
For sure.
Get in the habit of putting something in the back seat to where you get in the habit to say, okay, let me get my items.
And after just about 5 minutes in the car,
just looking at this, we're up in the 41.
In 5 minutes, the car rose 30 degrees. After getting out, you could see the sweat accumulated from just 5 minutes.
So you have direct sunlight, you're inside an enclosed car, right? With the windows rolled up, it creates that effect of a glass house. It's trapping that heat that's coming through that glass, and it sits inside that car but has nowhere else to go.
Now, let me tell you guys, after just 2 minutes in the car, I was using my phone to film, my iPhone. 2 minutes, it got the temperatures too hot, shut down on me to protect the iPhone's inner system. And you think that's a phone. Think about a person, a child, or an older adult, or pet who aren't, their internal temperatures, like he was saying, function differently.
You know, we've been talking about these temperatures, kind of joking around how it's uncomfortable to even sit outside. I said the other day I was the only one outside at my pool. You'd think everyone would be outside. I was sitting there, I know Olivia and I were texting each other. We were like, this is uncomfortable. Like, this is not a relaxing environment to be in. So you can imagine if you're in a bathing suit sitting by the pool, imagine what you feel like in clothes inside a car for, like you said, those elderly individuals, children, pets. I mean, your pets are wearing a fur coat too.
Exactly.
We hear the argument from some so often that it's like, I'm just running in for a few minutes. I can leave my kid in the car. Don't ever do that because these temperatures, as Meg pointed out, rise so quickly and can become deadly. quickly.
Exactly. Just a good reminder as we're headed into officially the summer heat that we've seen this week.
All right, well, Meg, we are going to get you a fan, maybe a cool cloth after that.
Yeah.
We'll like fan you down during this commercial
I was gulping down
break.
water after that. The amount of sweat I lost during those 5 minutes was crazy.
All right, thank you very much, Meg.